Welcome to the Financial Wellness Academy, educating and empowering you to master your money so that you can live the life that you desire, regardless of your current circumstances. My name is Caitriona Ellis, and on today's vlog, we're going to talk about navigating your way out of dependency in jobs and relationships. Financial dependency, that is. So, as women, many of us can find ourselves financially dependent through marriage or motherhood or a combination of both. And we find ourselves being lost in those key milestones of our lives. And there are lots of films and stories that really display that, this is okay to do. And we know ourselves that what we really want is to actually have that independence. That financial independence is really important to us. And through a series of circumstances, situations, we find ourselves in a position we never thought we'd be in. Maybe we've given up our jobs through motherhood, you wanted to be home full time, or maybe you have decided to go part time and have significantly less income as a result because you want to be there for those drop offs and pickups for your children because that's something that's really important to you. And as you've made these decisions, you found that you don't have the means to do the things that you want to do, and you're stuck. And your spouse's income really is key to living the life at the standard that you've enjoyed thus far. And that's a tough situation to be in. And I speak to this with personal experience, having given up my own corporate job when I became a mum, and I loved my job. And I had fully intended to go back to my job. But when I saw the circumstances I would have to leave my child in whilst we picked a lovely creche, etc., I just couldn't do it. My heart wasn't into it. And I just knew that however difficult it was to give up my job, that was the choice that I wanted to make. So because I loved my job, it was a really difficult decision, but I wanted to be home more than I wanted that job. So I made that decision. And I loved being a full-time mom, and I had two subsequent children, and being able to be there for all their key milestones and really enjoying that role was invaluable and something I will never regret. However, if I had my time over, I would have put some things in place before I gave my job up to ensure that I had some stream of income that was independent of my spouse's income. But hindsight is wonderful. So it was in 2020 for me that I realized that the level of financial dependence that I had, which was 100% because I earned no income, I was home educating my kids at that stage, and it was my husband's income at the time that was fully responsible for running our house, for giving us everything we had. And I started to realize that it was having an impact on my relationship. And I was really unhappy with the fact that if I wanted to do a course or if I wanted to do whatever it was, I needed approval to spend that money. I didn't have money myself that I earned that I could spend how I chose. And I really didn't like that. And so I realized that actually I wanted to earn financial independence for myself to then decide whether it was causing an issue on a more long-term basis on a relationship. So I started to put together a number of things that I could do that could generate that income for me. And one of those things was to generate an income from our Airbnb. So we transformed part of our house into an Airbnb, and that started to generate income over a period of time. I also started to add my financial portfolio, my property investment portfolio, and that started to give me an income. So when I had some of those pieces in place, I sat back again and thought, okay, I've got some financial independence now, not total, but I've got some. Am I happy in the relationship that I am in? And when I asked myself that question again, the answer was no. The answer was yes, you've got that in place, but it doesn't change the dynamics of the relationship. It's not a healthy relationship that you want to be in. But the having the independence or a degree of gave me the space to reflect and make an accurate decision as to what my next steps were. And that was immensely powerful. So, if you find yourself currently in a job or in a relationship where you feel that you are financially dependent and you're not happy, I would urge you to take a little bit of time out to reflect on what's that next step that you can take to do something about this. Because what we don't want to do, especially as mothers, is we don't want to model to our children being stuck and settling for less in marriage, in motherhood, in a job, in a relationship. We want to demonstrate to those little people who are looking at us always, even if it's conscious or unconscious, they're absorbing like sponges all that we do, the good and the bad, unfortunately. And if you are in a situation like that, you do not want to see down the road your child in a situation similar and them repeating the same steps that you did because they're modeling what you did. And if that is the only driver to you making a decision about this, then so be it. It is a very powerful decision, and it is the decision which was responsible for me making that decision to divorce from my children, because it was initially, they were the reason I held back from doing it. I didn't want to break the family unit up. But when I looked at it from a modeling perspective, I thought, I do not want to see any of my children down the line settle in a relationship because they're financially dependent. So I made that difficult decision to do that. So my request, recommendation, guidance for today is for you to take some time out if this resonates with you and you find yourself in a job or relationship or any situation that you are stuck and you are dependent and you know you are settling. What's the next action that you can do to nudge yourself forward from this and to reduce the dependency that you have so that you can see the wood from the trees and make an empowered, informed decision on this? So thank you as always for watching. Please feel free to share your comments, your thoughts, your questions. I'd love to know what your feedback is on this. And I will see you in a vlog soon. Here's to your financial wellness.